mabuhay, good morning. I am Jackie Mindaros, your demonstrator teacher for today. So, let's move on to our next topic in our subject, which is grammar. But before that, let me first read to you our learning objectives. So, at the end of the lessons, the students should be able to first visualize the relationship between words, phrases, and clauses within a sentence. So, second, students should be able to gain a deeper understanding of sentence structure and grammar concept. And lastly, at the end of the lesson, the students should be able to improve their ability to analyze, deconstruct, and ultimately construct grammatically correct sentences of varying complexity. So class, our new topic for today is all about diagramming. Sentence diagramming on simple sentences, compound sentences, complex sentences, and compound complex sentences. So before that, let me first give you the definition of a sentence diagramming. So when we say sentence diagramming, it is a technique used in a grammar instruction to show the relationship between the words in a sentence. Sentence diagramming uses a set of symbols and lines to represent the parts of a speech and their grammatical function. While not as common as it once, sentence diagramming can be a helpful tool for students who are learning about grammar. So first is, what is simple sentence? So when we say simple sentence, these are the building blocks of more complex sentences. They expresses a single idea and can function grammatically on their own. So the key to identify a simple sentence is to ensure it has an independent clause. And simple sentence contains one independent clause wherein it expresses a complete thought and can stand alone as a sentence, and it also typically have a subject and a verb which form the core of the sentence. So when we say subject, it is the one that is being talked about in the sentence, and the verb is the action taken by our subject. So as I have said earlier that in sentence diagramming, it is we use a set of symbols and lines to represent our diagram. So in subject, or for the subject, it is represented by a horizontal line, whereas for the verb, it is represented by a vertical line. And when our subject, or when our sentence has a direct object, it is represented by another vertical line branching from the verb line. But always remember that in a direct object, the, the vertical line should not overpass the horizontal line that we have. Like for example, the birds fly. So birds is our subject and fly is our verb. So first, for the subject, or in writing our subject, we are going to draw a horizontal line. Always remember that in a horizontal line, subject should be always written on the left corner of our diagram. So to separate our subject and our verb, we are going to draw a vertical line overpassing our horizontal line. So verb is usually written on the right corner of our diagram. And for the excess word, the word the, we are going to make use of a slanting line wherein we are going to draw it below our subject, and that is where we are going to put our word the. So the birds fly. Next, another one is Trevor dance. So again, when we are going to write or diagram a simple sentence, first we have to draw a vertical or a horizontal line, sorry. Then on the left corner of our diagram, we are going to put there our subject, which is Trevor. And to separate our subject and our verb, we are going to draw a vertical line overpassing again our horizontal line. So our verb dance is written on the right corner of our diagram. And next, for this for the simple sentence that has a direct object, I like pizza. So I is the subject, like is the verb, and our direct object is pizza. So again, we are going to draw a horizontal line. We're going to put our subject on the left corner of our diagram, separate it with the verb using a vertical line, and we are going to put our verb like. And next, as I have said earlier, direct object is represented by a vertical line, but then always remember that it shouldn't overpass our horizontal line. So, I like pizza. I like pizza is our simple sentence, which has a direct object. Next, she drinks water. She is the subject, drinks is the verb, and water is our direct object. When we say direct object, it is the receiver of the action taken by our subject. And lastly, for our last example, Mary cried. Mary is our subject and cried is our verb. So again, it should be written by a horizontal line for our subject. And we are going to separate our subject to our verb using a vertical line. Okay, that's it. So next is that we have a compound sentences. So when we say compound sentences, this combines two or more independent clauses which are joined using a coordinating conjunctions or a semicolon. So each independent clause has its own subject and verb, making them capable of functioning independently. So coordinating conjunctions are words that join independent clauses with equal weight. So fanboys are a mnemonic for the most common coordinating conjunctions. So fanboys stands F for A and, N nor, B but, O or, Y yet, and S is for so. That is our coordinating conjunction. So I have here an example. So first is that John went for a walk and he saw a beautiful sunset. So it expresses a complete thought. So again, in writing our subject and our verb, we are going to draw a vertical and horizontal line. And for our subject, John should be written on the left corner of our diagram, and for our verb, it should be written on the right corner of our diagram. And for the word that is modifying our verb, it should also be written into a slanting line. That's it. So for the for is our preposition. That is why it is written using a slanting line, and walk is our another verb. Then next, so we are going to we are going to write our coordinating conjunction in our sentence diagramming using a broken line. And for our next independent clause, again, we are going to draw a vertical and a horizontal line wherein he is our subject, saw is our sub saw is our verb, and again our direct object is the sunset. So we are going to draw a vertical line which is not overpassing our horizontal line. And for the exact words or the words that is connected to our direct object, it should be written below our direct object using a slanting line. So that's it. John went for a walk and he saw a beautiful sunset. Next sentence. I love to read books, so I visit the library often. So again, I is our subject, love is our verb, and to read books should be written below our subject because it is modifying our verb. Then next, for our coordinating conjunction, again, we are going to make use of a broken line that will represent our coordinating conjunction. Next, I is the subject, visit is our verb, and library is our direct object. That is why the words that is connected to our direct object should be written again below our direct object using a slanting line. Okay, another one, the sun shines and the bird sings. The sun is our subject, shines is our verb, and is our coordinating conjunction. And again, the is usually written below our subject, birds, and sings is our verb. So the sun shines and the bird sings. Next, I finished my homework so I can visit her. So first is that again our subject is I, finish is our verb, and homework is our direct object. So again is our coordinating conjunction, so we are going to make use of a broken line. And next is that again we are going to make use of horizontal and vertical line. I is the subject, visit is our verb, and her is our direct object. So the words that is connected to our direct object should be written using our a slanting line. So next is that the little bunny in the cage hopped and the girl laughed. So again, we are going to draw a horizontal and vertical line, and bunny is our subject, hop is our verb. So the words that modifies our subject is written like this below our subject. So in again is so the word in is our preposition, and next is that for the end again we are going to make use of our broken line wherein we are going to write our coordinating conjunction. And again, the girl is our subject and laugh is our verb, so that is also written below our subject. So always remember that in diagramming a sentence, we are going to make use the proper way on how to write the words, especially for our coordinating conjunctions, because if you write it wrong, you are wrong. Then next. So next we have here our complex sentence. So when we say complex sentence, these are sentences that contains one independent clause and at least one dependent clause. Well, sorry for the wrong spelling of independent clause. And dependent clauses rely on the independent clause for meaning and cannot stand alone. And dependent clauses can take on different roles within a complex sentence, such as adverb clause, noun clauses, and adjective clauses. So when we say adverb clauses, it modifies verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs by providing information about how, when, why, or where something happens. Example is that because, since, and if. So next we have here noun clauses. So noun clauses can function as nouns within the sentence, often serving as the subject, object, or complement. For example is that, what, or who. The next we have here our adjective clauses. So when we say adjective clauses, it modifies nouns or pronouns by providing additional descriptions, like for example, who, which, and that. So always remember that understanding the type of dependent clause helps us identify its function and position it correctly in the diagram. So first, um, we are going to make use of our example. So the child is playing because the weather is nice. So again, because is our subordinating conjunction. So again, in writing a diagram, we should first define our subject and our verb. So subject is the child, playing is our um, playing is our verb. So is our helping verb. That is why we are going to make use of a slanting line, but it should be on top, but it is inverted. So is our helping verb and playing is our verb. So again, because is our subordinating conjunction, that is why it should be written using a broken line below our helping verb. And next, again, weather is our subject, nice is the verb, and is our helping verb. Okay, so next we have here the child cried because he lost his toy. So again, the child is a subject, cried is our verb, and because again should be written by by using a vertical line or broken line instead. So again, he is the subject, toy is oh yes, he lost his toy. Next, although it rained all day, we went for a walk. So always remember that when we are writing a complex sentence, um, we are not actually going to um, write it in our diagram. We are not going to write our we are not going to write it exactly using our sentence, but first is that we are always going to write first the independent clause. So we is our subject, went is our verb, and for a walk is the word that is connected to our verb, which is further modifying our verb. So the word for here is our preposition for. Then we are going to write here the word a using a slanting line, and for the horizontal line is we are going to make use of our horizontal line to write our another verb, which is walk. And next, again, although is our subordinating conjunction, that is why we are going to make use of our broken line. And again, it rained all day. Okay, that is how you diagram a complete or a complex sentence. Next is that because the sun was shining, we went for a vacation. So again, we are going to identify we are going to identify in our sentence of where is our independent clause. So our independent clause is we went for a vacation. So we is our subject, went is our verb, and for a vacation, again, there is a preposition. That is why, again, we are going to make use of a symbols like this. A slanting line below our verb, and we are going to make use of a horizontal line to write our um, verb vacation, and then a is again connected to the word that is further modifying um our verb. So again, because is our subordinating conjunction. That is why we are going to use again a broken line to represent our subordinating conjunction. So the sun is our subject, shining, and was shining. So next, we call the tricycle when the class ended. We is the subject, called is our verb, and tricycle is our direct object. And again, the word a should be written in our diagram using a slanting line below our direct object. Then when is our subordinating conjunction, and class is our subject because it is the one that is being talked about in our sentence, and that is our verb. So next is that we are going to talk about a compound complex sentence. So when we say compound complex sentence, it is the combination of the two things that we talked about earlier, which is the compound and the complex sentence. So compound complex, these are two or more independent clauses like a compound sentence, and at least one dependent clause like a complex sentence. So compound complex sentences allow us to express a main idea along with additional information that clarifies or expand on that idea, while also incorporating a dependent clause to provide further details. So when we say compound sentences, we are going to put together independent thoughts. So while complex sentences elaborate on a main idea with a dependent clause, compound complex sentences do both, making them a combination of these structures. So independent clauses get their own horizontal lines, and dependent clauses are connected with a diagonal lines to show how they modify the main idea. So example is that we went to the park and the children played on the swings while we read a book. So we went to the park a is an independent clause, and the children played on the swings is our another independent clause, while we read a book is our dependent clause. So in writing in diagramming this sentence, again, we are going to make use of a horizontal and vertical line. So first is that we are going to write first our independent clause, which is we went to the park. So we is the subject, went is our verb, and park is our direct object. To the is should be written below our direct object using a slanting line. So again, um our next our next sentence that we are going to put to our diagram is that we are going to make use of the dependent clause. So dependent clause, there is while we read a book. So while is our subordinating conjunction. That is why we are going to make use of a broken line. While, and then again, we make use of a horizontal and vertical line. So we is our subject, read is our verb, then book is our direct object. So again, we are going to write our another independent clauses wherein it has a coordinating conjunction. So again, in our coordinating conjunction, it should have the mnemonic words fanboys. Fanboys stands for and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Fanboys. So again, for the coordinating conjunctions, we are going to make use of our broken line, and is our coordinating conjunction. So the children played on the swings is our another independent clause. That is why it should be written below our dependent clause. So again, the children is our subject, played is our verb, and then on the swings, on is again our preposition. That is why we make use of these symbols of lines to represent the words that is modifying our verb played. Okay, so next, Sarah baked a cake because her friend was coming over and they enjoyed it with coffee. So Sarah baked a cake is our independent clause. Because her friend was coming over is our dependent clause because it doesn't complete a thought or it doesn't convey a complete thought. So, and they enjoyed it with coffee is our independent clause that is or that has a coordinating conjunction. So again, in diagramming, we are going to make use first of our dependent clause, and it should be written using a horizontal and vertical line. So again, Sarah should be put on the left corner of our diagram, and bake should be written on the right corner of our diagram. So cake is our direct object because it is the receiver of the action that is done by our subject, Sarah. And next is that because her friend was coming over is our dependent clause. That is why it is written below our first dependent clause. So again, for the subordinating conjunction, we are going to write our subordinating conjunction using a broken line. So friend is our subject, coming over is our verb, and again for the exact words that is connected to our dependent clause should be written below the word friend and coming over. So bake and coming over is or the subordinating conjunction is in the middle of our baked and coming over because they should be connected. So again, and they enjoyed it with coffee. So it is also one of our independent clause because it can stand alone and it conveys a complete thought. So they so and we are our coordinating conjunction should be written using a broken line again, and they is the subject, enjoyed is our verb, and coffee is our direct object because it is the receiver of the action that is done by our subject, Sarah and her friend. Okay, next. So after I finished my homework, I went to her house and we had a great time. So again, not because our subject is written first by using a dependent clause, it doesn't mean that we are also going to diagram it following this one. But first again, as I have said earlier, we are going to diagram our sentence using or identifying first our independent clause. So our independent clause here, class, is I went to her house. So again, we are going to make use of a horizontal and vertical line. So I is the subject, went is the verb, and house is the direct object. So to her house. So next is that we are going to write our dependent clause, which is after I finished my homework. So again, after I finished my homework, after is our subordinating conjunction. That is why it should be written here below our subject using a broken line. Okay, that's it. So again, below our independent clause, we are going to put our dependent clause. So I is the subject, finish is our verb, and homework is our direct object. So my is written using a slanting line again, but is below our direct object. So again, and we had a great time is our last sentence. So and is our independent coordinating conjunction. That is why we are going to make use of a broken line written here. Okay, and the word and should be written just like this in our diagram. So we had a great time should be written here below our dependent clause. So we is the subject had a great time. So next, since it was raining heavily, we stayed at home and we watched movies all afternoon. So again, we stayed at home is our dependent clause. That is why it should be written first in our diagram. We is the subject, stayed is our verb, and home is our direct object. Then next again, since it was raining heavily. Again, since is our subordinating conjunction. That is why we are going to make use again of a broken line to represent our subordinating conjunction. Then again, it was raining heavily. And broken line again for our coordinating conjunction for the word or for our independent clause. So and is our coordinating conjunction. We is our subject and watch is our verb, and movies all afternoon. So that's for today, class. I hope that you have learned something and that you are going to make use of it as you go through of learning a sentence diagramming. So I hope that you learned something. Thank you and God bless. Again, I am Jackie Mindaros, your demonstrator for today.